Here's Winston. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. No gain on the screen there. It's second down. To throw is Winston. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Marquise Lee there to make the grab.
And the Miners are able to widen their advantage.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. Toronto's offense ready to take over.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. From the 30 on second down.
Hurts. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first, thanks to a flashy little spin move.
That was just a good example of taking what the defense gave him. No one open downfield, knew where his safety valve was, swung it out to him. He gets upfield and picks up the first down. Well done all the way around.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
From just shy of midfield,
Hurts able to hit his target, Claypool.
and he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other.
Throwing is Hurts.
And that is incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. First kick 47. This one looks good as well. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. Last drive, surgeon-like, dare I say, 7 for 7. That'll help your QB rating.
It will indeed, won't it? Can you figure out QB rating? Can you do it? Can you do the formula?
No, I just know the higher the number, the better.
Yeah, that's what I've been told,
That's what
too.
I know.
I know that in the NFL, 158.3 is the number they're all trying to get to. I think he was that on that last drive.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Winston now. Lee's got it over the middle.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Winston. This is the tight end Fant. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Winston. Able to find Higgins. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Winston. He's got his tight end Fant. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Well, they've certainly gotten him involved in this first half, and on 3rd down, they looked his way again. And what a delight for his quarterback to find him and keep the drive moving.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They'll look to throw here. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Winston now from the 50. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. You often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome. But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side. It deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. and then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. Throwing again on second down. Winston, that is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Jameis now on first down. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Looking to throw again on second down. Winston, and he hits the tight end. It's Davis. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Winston now to throw on first down. Here's Higgins out on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. A gain of 6 there on first. To throw again on second down. Winston, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. From the gun, Winston. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
Again, it's Winston. Forced out to his left. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they're going to decline that and choose to bring up second down.
So did you feel like maybe this is just a mistake that they don't take the penalty
possibly
here? Either that or they feel like their defense just cannot be moved on very well, and they'd rather go ahead and use the downs.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. What a weekend it has been. This the last of our 6 games in this wildcard round as we wrap up a very exciting 2 days of NFL football. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's AFC wildcard game. And you can see the result there. Meanwhile, in our game, just a field goal separates these two sides at the break. One will go on to the divisional round, one will go home. To find out who it is, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
On 2nd and 7, Hurts. It's caught outright by Graham. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down. Well, part of their struggles in the first half was their inability to convert consistently on third down. But how about this well-designed play? Gave himself plenty of options and able to get the hook up and keep the drive going.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
And it is incomplete. I had a defender running right with him. And now it's 3rd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
That was simply snap, rock, and fire. I mean, they didn't take long at all. Slant route, and I loved where he put it. He put on the body of the receiver low so that only he can catch it.
I don't think there was any magical formula there. Defensively, that's just tough to defend.
Very much so. And that way it allows the receiver to keep his body in front of the defender and not allow him to go through him to knock the ball away.
On 1st down, it's Jacobs. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Jacobs. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly, because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. Barkley hit, and the ball pops free.
And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. So many times, tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know, head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
And McPherson on for the extra point.
He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Working out of the gun, Winston. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Davis. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see them drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Now a handoff to Henry. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Miners are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
A try here for the extra point. Gets it to go, and we're all even, 17 apiece. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Toronto's offense ready to take over. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence that they just get their assignments down, they can get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Back to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Cameron Hayward. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Jameis to throw it. Dancing to his left. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker, and it's 4th.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And his kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, once you score the touchdown, let's seal this thing.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this wild card game has been as good as advertised. They trail by a field goal here in the 4th with obviously a very critical drive. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We're usually talking about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took him to the limits.
Hurts throwing in the hands of his receiver, Guyton.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Hurts fumbles it. It's going the other way. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Winston now after the fumble recovery.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. Here's Winston. Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Henry.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Miners use the short field to get in for 6. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
The throw for Claypool is intercepted.
Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Following the interception, Winston. He's got his big tight end, Fant, and he is out of bounds inside the 30. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. To throw, Winston. He'll find Smith-Schuster again. And out of bounds right around the 20. First down, Winston. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and a yard. A give to Henry. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now Winston. And it's caught. Touchdown. Marquise Lee. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Miners are able to add on to that lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out.
And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had a victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hurts.
Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Aaron Donald able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
3rd and 1, they opt to pass it, and the one thing happened that could not happen. They took a sack.
Yeah, I just wonder, is that an indictment of their offensive line? Did they think that they couldn't move them enough to pick up a first down there? Or was it analytics? Did they think about it that way? In any event, they'll be studying that in the future.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
Here's Sacramento's offense once more.
Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on down's the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Henry. Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down. Winston now. This is the tight end Fant. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And losing in this wild card round, you know, they've got something to build on, though, for next year. But I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment. But once they get away from it a little bit and they get into their off-season program, they'll start to talk about that. And I like how you framed it, building blocks, you know, building this program up. And one of my favorite coaches always talks about brick by brick, you build a program. And this is one of those bricks to build them towards the next season where they think they have a chance to advance farther in the playoffs.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.